Liquid Prell's extra-rich formula bursts into torrents. Billowy lather leaves hair radiant, shimmering.
If you were a teen girl in the 70s, you probably trusted every beauty tip that came from 17 or Tiger Beat until your lashes melted, your scalp smelled like Mayo, or your freckles caught fire. Let's look at 10 magazine beauty hacks that promised magic and delivered mayhem. Number 1. The Mayo Hair Mask Catastrophe.
Well, smells okay. Some kind of lather, too.
Because nothing says shiny hair like smelling like a potato salad for 3 days. Some beauty editor in 1973 decided Mayo was the miracle cure for dry hair. Eggs for protein, oil for shine, vinegar for tang? Girls slathered it on and wrapped their heads in plastic wrap like they were marinating themselves for dinner. And sure, it left your hair soft, eventually. But first you had to shampoo it out 6 times, burn through a can of lemon up, and pray nobody noticed you smelling like a sandwich. By third period, the scent had settled in. Teachers opened windows, boys made tuna jokes, and all you could do was sit there, hoping the bounce was worth the smell. Number 2. Toothpaste on pimples, and then a rash.
Mr. Goodwin, the results are in, and Crest really helps. I just had a great checkup.
That result doesn't surprise me at all.
Every zit was treated like a 5-alarm emergency. You didn't have breakouts, you battled them. And the go-to secret weapon? Minty white toothpaste? Supposedly it dried out blemishes overnight. What it actually did was give you a stinging chin, a flaky mess, and a peppermint patty-style rash you got to explain in gym class. No one told you about the irritation or the way it turned redder before it got better. But if you were desperate, you didn't care. You just stood in front of the mirror muttering, "It's tingling. That means it's working." Spoiler alert, it wasn't. Number 3. Sun In. Your way to orange. You thought you'd look like Farrah. You ended up looking like a creamsicle. Sun In promised those effortless, sun-kissed highlights that made you feel like you belonged on the back of a Beach Boys album cover. But mix that peroxide with hard water, a few days at the pool, and one ambitious reapplication, and you didn't get blonde. You got orange, neon, traffic cone orange. Magazines swore you'd sparkle like a California goddess. Instead, half of you walked around looking like burnt toast dipped in tang. And once it set in, there was no going back. You just leaned into it and called it strawberry blonde. Bless your hearts. Number 4. Pencil eyeliner plus a lighter equals a bad idea.
Have fun!
Line, shadow, contour, and style with luscious, blendable color.
At some point, Teen Magazine told girls to heat their eyeliner pencil with a lighter to make it glide on smoother. Sounded reasonable, until the tip melted like butter, turned into lava, and nearly blinded half of you on the first swipe. Nothing like a singed eyelid to teach you about consequences. And half the time, you were borrowing the lighter from your older brother, the one he used for fireworks and questionable experiments in the garage. If you were lucky, the eyeliner just crumbled. If you weren't, you got a molten black smear across your face and had to start over with Kleenex and a prayer. Number 5. The egg white face mask that froze solid.
They're as fresh as the breeze.
Eggs come to you fresh every day.
Serve them any way you please.
If it was edible, some beauty column said you could smear it on your face. Enter the egg white mask. It was supposed to tighten, tone, and give your skin that bounce. What it actually did was paralyze your entire face. 1 minute you're smoothing it on, next minute you're frozen like a mime. Can't talk, can't laugh, can't sneeze. God help you if the doorbell rang. You'd try to shout, "I'll get it!" But all that came out was a damp gurgle from under a cracking shell of protein. And when it dried, you peeled it off like old wallpaper, wondering how this was supposed to be better than, say, not putting egg on your face. Quick favor before we jump back in. If this isn't your first video, you know I've got plenty more where this came from. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps more than a beer rinse ever helped your hair. And if you're on Facebook, come join the party. We swap stories, share memories, and, yep, sometimes vent about the lemon juice disasters too. Number 6. Freckle erasing with lemon juice.
A sun-kissed tart, it's essentially a part.
This one was straight from the natural beauty section. If you had freckles, and most of you did, some teen guru claimed lemon juice would fade them. What they didn't say is that citrus and sunlight are a terrible combination. So you dab it on like a potion, walk outside feeling fresh, and 5 minutes later you were stinging like you got slapped by a lemon-scented ghost. It didn't lighten freckles, but it did help you discover what second-degree sunburn on your nose felt like. Thanks, nature. Number 7. Beer rinse for body and bounce.
Gives your hair super body, super hold.
Brewed with 1/3 real beer.
Yes, this was a thing. Some genius decided that if barley and hops could create magic in a bottle, they could also pump up your hair. So the magazine said to pour a warm Budweiser over your head in the shower. Instant volume. What they failed to mention, it smelled like spilled stadium beer, attracted flies, and left your hair sticky enough to double as Velcro. You walked out of the house smelling like a frat party and wondering why your scalp felt like it belonged at a tailgate. It added body, all right, just not the kind you wanted. Number 8. Vaseline as eye gloss.
Get a face cloth steaming hot. Get your Vaseline out. Not a lot, now massage it in. Feel the Wonder Jelly smooth your skin.
Want that dewy eye look? Just smear petroleum jelly across your lids, they said. It'll make your eyes sparkle. And it did sparkle at first, until it caught every piece of dust, lint, and hair within a 5-foot radius. You blinked once and it was like windshield wipers on a swampy day. Worse, by third period, it had migrated halfway down your cheeks, giving you that raccoon on a budget glow. But hey, the magazine said it was runway inspired. They just didn't say the runway was in a swamp. Number 9. Spoon as an eyelash curler.
So waterproof, hardly anything can bother these great-looking lashes. Super Rich Mascara goes on thick and beautiful, neat and quick. Stays on looking beautiful no matter what.
Because who needs beauty tools when you've got silverware? Somewhere around 1976, someone wrote that you could curl your lashes with a spoon. No fancy gadgets required. Just press the spoon against your lid, heat it up, and gently bend those lashes upward. Gently. That was the key. Which is why so many of you walked around with kinked lashes, a scalded eyelid, and one bent spoon that mysteriously disappeared from your mom's good flatware set. You tried to make it work, but the results were usually more kitchen accident than cosmetic genius. Number 10. The Matchstick hair trim. Yes, that was a thing.
Cricket lighter is really quite a light. It'll last for months and still burn bright. Whew.
This was less a beauty tip and more a dare disguised as a pro hack. If your split ends were out of control, some article said you could burn them off. Just twist a section of hair, light a candle, and singe the little flyaways. Simple, right? All you needed was a mirror, steady hands, and zero sense of fear or consequence. One slip, and your bangs were gone. 2 slips, and you were explaining to your mom why the bathroom smelled like burned Barbie. Let's just say Vidal Sassoon this was not. Looking back, it's a wonder anyone made it out of the 70s with eyebrows, hair, or dignity intact. But that was the magic of the time. You tried things. You trusted the magazines. You believed in the miracle of mayonnaise and the power of Budweiser to fluff your hair. And even when it went wrong, and oh, it did go wrong, you still got up, wiped off the Vaseline, and tried something new the next day. Because that's what it meant to grow up in the 70s. It wasn't perfect, but it sure was unforgettable. So if you remember 1 or 10 of these beauty disasters, hit that like button, leave a comment, and be proud. You survived the golden age of bad advice with style. Until next time, stay bold, stay nostalgic, and maybe skip the lemon juice this time.